Welcome back to the Even If podcast. I'm Kinsey.
And I'm Sarah. And today we are going to talk through our thoughts in real time, where we're at on dating apps.
Yeah, girl.
Because Kinsey sent me a text earlier, or was it this week or last week? I don't know.
Was it?
We were talking recently about this, just about dating apps and how obviously they're out there and we keep hearing people getting married from them and they're working and we're like, do we do it or no?
Oh,
so
gosh.
we just wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about it live on air.
That's literally going to be we haven't even talked about it. We were saving our thoughts so that we could record it, which is really vulnerable and scary because I have so many thoughts on this. And this is just going to be a very candid, open conversation that we haven't even discussed yet. And I'm nervous.
Okay.
But I have so many thoughts and questions for you.
Yeah, let's
about
get into it. So what originally made you think to talk about it? Or why did it come back to your mind? Because I think on previous episodes, if I'm not mistaken, you have said, I will never do them.
Yeah.
Or like, it's not for me.
It's not for me right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I have done the dating apps.
Let's clear the air right now. Are you on right now?
No.
Okay.
Not on.
Me either.
Haven't been on.
Right now.
Right. Yeah. I have not been on since I met my ex on Hinge in Austin.
Okay.
And then I was on Hinge for like 2 weeks and we met. And I haven't done them since.
So that was like a couple years ago.
And then when I moved back, broke up, obviously wasn't ready to date. I've talked about that before on here. And then, I don't know, I just felt like I didn't have any peace about being on the apps. And I think for me, there's a lot. And I want you to dissect this and call me out as we kind of talk through this. But at first it was just like, there's no peace about it. Like, I just totally trust the Lord is going to organically make this happen. I've been so work focused. And then realigning my priorities and shifting all of that and still feeling very like at peace about just not doing the apps thing. And like, I'm super social and kind of out there. So I was always just like, oh, I'll just, it'll happen maybe at church or wherever, more and more open to it as time goes from, the last relationship that you're in. So then I've had my friends recently be like, okay, like, where are you at? Checking in, like, where are you at with the apps?
Yeah.
Because they know how badly I want a husband and a family. And they're like, well, it's just a way to meet someone. Kinsey, it's not the way to meet someone. But I'm just so like resistant towards it. It feels, I'm so resistant towards it for so many reasons. I don't think it's bad. I know so many people that I got met on the apps and have an amazing marriage.
Okay. So do you think, sorry, I interrupted you.
Go ahead. Please, no.
Okay. I was going to say, do you think that you're fearful because of your last relationship or because you don't want like a dating app to be your story?
I think it's the latter. I think I don't want the dating app to be my story.
Why?
I don't know. I think, okay.
I think you're better than that to have a better,
I think it's a pride thing.
No, I get that.
I do. I think it's a pride thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a pride thing because I think, okay, a couple of things. We've talked about this before. So I am like one of the most like achievement oriented people I know.
Right.
Like I
can go get something.
And so in the past, like when it came to sports, I want to be the best. Okay, great. Got that. Done. Okay, now career. Okay, I want to excel here in my corporate world. Okay, started to do that. Okay, start my own business. Okay, now I want to succeed at that. Okay, so, I just risk taker, go getter, etc. When I was in my 20s in the dating piece, I also like could make things happen. I knew how to get a guy. I knew, and it was kind of easy. It's like you kind of can put it in your hands and make it happen, and it was never good when I did that. And so then I started to not trust myself and I lost trust in myself and the people that I chose and the heartbreak that would happen because of the choices I would make. So then it was like full surrender. Okay, Lord, you have this now. And so a piece of me feels like being on the dating apps is me like taking control in a way. It's like getting on this app, creating this profile that feels like transactional and superficial based on looks and like how witty I can be with my prompts.
Yeah, right.
And then, go out on a date. And I think it's part of that of like, I'm resistant to it because I don't want to take it in my own hands. And as I'm saying this out loud, I'm also like, well, I'm not the same person I was. I'm not the same version of myself. And I trust myself again.
Yeah,
and so
that's important.
I've really done a lot of work to do that. Then the other thing is, I'm 34 and God, don't you have a better story for me? Like if you're saving me, I know how prideful that sounds.
Yeah.
If you're saving me, if I'm believing the story that is, you're going to my love story will glorify you.
Mm-hmm.
And me being able to wait and be single and pour into women and do the things that you've asked me and live singleness really well,
Mm-hmm.
then is it as simple as I sign up on a dating app and then I meet somebody and then that's the story?
Yeah. And what if it is? What if it is because you've been so busy pouring into women, pouring into your business, like going to church, getting involved in all these other things, building friendships.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wow, I've been so busy that all of a sudden I was like, wait, let me try this app. I don't know. I'm playing devil's advocate here.
I need you to poke holes
because it's not a bad story. And I think you wouldn't tell anybody else that. If anybody else met their spouse on there, you would be excited for them and maybe even jealous.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
you'd
be like,
excited.
that's so exciting for them. Like, I'm so happy they found them. And no part of you would think that that's not a good story.
Right.
You know, I think you can look at other people and see that, but there's something in you that feels.
Yeah. Like it's that,
which I don't fault you for that. I think everybody who's ever been on dating apps or thought about it or even met from it has probably at one point been like, I didn't think it'd be my story. I mean, even if you hear people that are on them, they're always like, I didn't think so, but I ended, it was COVID and I got on, or, I was so busy that I decided to, or, I mean, truly, and there's so many people who meet through social media that it's like, I met through Instagram. Okay, cool. The amount of guys I've met through Instagram is a lot.
That's true.
And so why not Hinge, where Hinge is just like or I don't know what else is out there, like Bumble, Raya, all these other things where it's like, it's just another platform of connecting. And on these specific platforms, it says, I'm open.
Yeah, that's so true.
Or the other ones you
so true.
Don't know.
No, and I it's so true. It's all in how I know that this is one of the things, like just like honestly everything in life, it's how I choose to see it.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I'm way more open to it, which is why I was like, because my best friend texted me Friday night. She's like, what are you doing tonight? And what are you doing this weekend? Plans, talking. And then she loves checking on my heart. She's like, how's your heart doing? I'm like, it's good. Like she's like, okay, where are you at with dating? And what are we thinking? And then I was like, I'm more open to the apps. And right as I sent that, she's like, have you thought more about the apps? And she's like, okay, let's dive in here. And so she was on a plane. And so we were texting. And I said that exact thing. I was like, here's how prideful this sounds, but this is just my heart of like, isn't my story different? Like, isn't it like, people always say, I hate when people say this. It always happens when you're not looking. I'm like, okay, that's not helpful. But also like hard. There is a part where I'm like, am I just like, do I just keep doing my thing, keep working, keep pouring into people, keep loving people, and like I'll meet somebody in a natural, organic way that I've always desired to meet somebody? Or is it something where it's like maybe it's also a vulnerability thing. I'm like, I'm scared to do that. I'm scared to put myself out there. I'm scared for people to see that I'm on there.
Okay. I have some thoughts.
I have so many things.
First of all,
real and vulnerable.
It's funny because I know your best friend that you're talking about is McKenna, and I can say this because we already have a podcast that's out about all this. If y'all go to the Inside the Mind of a Godly Man's Pursuit, McKenna's boyfriend is on there talking about how he met her, how he found her was through Instagram.
Yes.
Okay. He found her through social media.
Yes.
Ended up messaging that way.
Yep.
And now here they are.
Yeah, it's true.
Is their story bad?
No, it's amazing.
Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like there's been this thing, I think, in the past of a dating app feeling weird or different, but how is that not the exact same thing? And
it's true.
You put yourself out there on Instagram, you post on stories all the time, like you're putting yourself out there. So
that's true.
There's just something on a dating app, I guess, that makes it feel like a little bit more vulnerable because you're like, I'm seeking love.
Yeah, exactly.
And somebody gonna like me back. No, like I totally get it, but
that's exactly true.
It's like, how different is their story than that? They met online.
Yeah, no, it's so real, and it's how people meet. It's like the more common way.
Yeah,
and I think there's like this old school part of me that just is like,
no, I get
just
it.
Like, I just wish it was at church or like wherever. But I definitely feel more open to it. But there's a resistance still, and I think that resistance is less about a peace and more about like a fear. And I'm like, what am I afraid? Like, what's so serious about it? Like, it's just a dating app, which most people are on because most people do want to end up dating. Some people are on it for other reasons, but it's not that big of a deal. But of course, my analytical brain is like, well, I don't know if I want to do it, but then I do because I'm like, I do want to meet someone. Like I do want to date, and I'm such an intentional dater and person. So,
but you can't not do that through an app.
I need you to challenge me. This is good.
And then I go through a love-hate with dating apps.
I know.
And
where are you? Okay, I've been talking. Where are you at? Sorry, you finish that thought, and then
well, that's what I was just going to say. It's just like I, for the first time ever, did a dating app when I moved to Colorado and was living there, didn't know anybody, and thought, how am I going to meet people? I'm going to try this whole dating app thing. I downloaded Hinge. I had the best time ever. I was like, I've been missing out. I mean, I was having dinners every single night of the week.
Oh my gosh.
I was learning all the new restaurants in town. I was like going to a local brewery, and then I was going to like a football game. And then I just met so many people. I was driving into Denver to meet a guy. I mean, I had so much fun. And I just thought it's a great way to connect. And these guys are posting pictures of hiking. And I'm like, hey, cool, match. Do you want to go hike?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm new here. I don't know anybody or anything to do.
So good.
Use discernment within that too.
Yes.
But it was such a fun way to meet people. And I remember just thinking I had a blast with it. I ended up meeting a guy and dating him for a couple months.
Oh,
and
I know that.
it was so fun.
Love.
Yeah. And then I moved from Colorado because I got cold. And so that was the end of my
Because I got cold.
Because I got cold. The end of my Hinge experience there. But then, I came back, and I think I've had times of being on and off.
Yeah.
I had one relationship that was like 6 months from Bumble.
Okay.
Do you remember Bumble? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, it's still a thing. Apparently Bumble, someone was telling me Bumble is not as much of an algorithm situation.
Is that a good thing?
I think, well, Hinge is like the app that is meant to be deleted or whatever their slogan is, but the reality is it's cash. They want people on it. So it's like their job is to keep you single in a way. So
sometimes I wonder that, like, because there's ads for Hinge to pay, and I'm like, are you paying to see better people?
Yeah, you're paying for.
I've
asked my friends about this. So if you pay, you get to. I think there's like roses you can send people. I think, but then also when you're on it, you can go through your likes and you can see. You get like more. I think you get more likes per day or something, or you can see there. You can like swift through the people that have liked you instead of just like, okay, that you've tapped out for the day. I think that's what the paid version does.
Okay. So Bumble doesn't have that.
I don't know. I don't think so. I've never done. Maybe I did Bumble like a long time ago, like early 20s. But before Hinge came out, I do know most people are on Hinge. I've even done Raya before.
Yeah. What was your experience like with that?
It was like no one talks on Raya, at least in Nashville, because no one's in Nashville. And if they are in Nashville, it's kind of like my brother and his girlfriend met on Raya in LA. She messaged him. So she was the bold one, and they've been dating for over a year. So I know it can work. Raya, just here, people just wouldn't really, you'd message, but like the guy would be like in New York or London. And I've seen like, the famous people, and you're just kind of like.
Which the thing that's nice about Hinge is that you can set a radius.
Exactly.
And like a location. Yes. And then you can meet people where you are.
And I have friends that I just was talking to one of my girlfriends on the weekend, and I ran into her on a walk, and she is like, I met this guy and I went on Hinge, but I was in Atlanta for the weekend, and he lives in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And so because she was like in Atlanta, she met someone. So, there's so many pros to it.
Yeah.
But the butt piece is the thing I'm trying to dissect.
Yeah. No, I get it. I don't know if I've ever had like bad experiences. I've had hilarious stories from dates on Hinge.
I'm sure.
I don't know that I've ever had a bad date necessarily. I will say my heart's been in the wrong place. Like I downloaded it when I moved back here last summer, and I got on it for maybe like a week. And I remember just like, I found like a couple guys from home that I knew from like hometown, like high school. And I just thought, I don't know if that I'm ready. I just moved back. Give me some time. What am I doing? So I deleted it. And then I was also trying to figure out, getting rooted and where I'm going to live and just logistics that I was like, I was literally just lonely and bad timing. So I was off it, and then ended up, having a good job and getting settled in here and finding a house and a roommate and everything. And so then I got to a point where I was like, I think I'm ready. And it was also the holidays, which just makes you like extra ready. Oh yeah. So over December I got back on, and I felt like the daggum bachelorette. I went on like 6 dates in a week.
You remember that? Yes. Oh my gosh. I was living through your story. Yes.
I was exhausted.
We were trying to keep them straight.
Yeah, like no. I would give them all nicknames. This is the farmer boy. This is the monster truck guy. Oh my gosh. It was too much.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't 6. It was probably like 3 dates in a week, though.
But that's a lot. Three dates in a week with 3 different guys is a lot.
It was a lot. And then I remember once I had them all, I just deleted it. And I was like, this is exhausting.
That's the thing.
Because I'm not on them to get on a lot of dates. Like I am ready. I'm fine to get on if I know that I'm going to get on and meet this man and like go on dates and be in a relationship and date him to marry, but like Colorado was fun to like get on and date and meet people. Which I have a cousin, she lives in New Zealand, and
I have a cousin. My cousin. I was at the
every
spoon with my cousin.
Starts with my cousin.
Literally.
I have so many cousins. But one of my cousins in New Zealand, I remember talking to her about Tinder when I went to go visit her several years ago. And I was talking to her about it. And I was like, no, it's like such a hookup app. And she was like, no, in New Zealand, it's like a great place to meet friends and to connect. And I don't know what it's like anymore, but I thought that was so interesting.
Wow, that
she
is
was
really
like,
interesting.
a lot of people get on just to connect and meet with people. And I feel like I thought that way about Hinge when I was in Colorado. It felt like just such a great way to connect and meet people. Yeah. Granted, I was going on dates and I was interested in the guys I would match with for sure. But I think that's important to understand if you're going on, like, where are you? And communicating that clearly with on your profile or in conversation of like, I'm at a point now where I don't care to just go on the fun dates and go try new places and meet friends. Like, I don't need guy friends.
I know as a single woman,
you know? And so realizing what is your intention going on of that. So I didn't need 3 dates in 1 week.
It made for really great stories, and I personally was living through it, so I loved it. When you came over and told me, I was like, whoa.
I have to tell you about my week.
Literally, it was so good.
This is how the Bachelorette feels.
Oh, I know. Gosh, that is exhausting though.
It's exhausting.
See, and I'm a very like tough chick, but like I have a very sensitive heart. And so I can't imagine, like, I don't think I've ever done this. Maybe I have. It's not a bad thing. It's called dating, but like going on going on multiple dates.
Never done this.
I don't think I've like over. Yeah, I don't think I've ever like. No, maybe I've talked to a couple people at different. No, I don't think I've ever talked to more than one guy at a time. I'm like a one, and then it, like kind of see it through, and then if it's not okay, like, when I was on Hinge, definitely like talking to guys. I enjoyed it because also it was a new city. I was like, I'm free here. Like no one knows who I am.
That's helpful.
Which was really nice. And I think it's really fun when you do it with girlfriends. So my best friend and I did it together. And we had a time. Like it was like this thing where you have to put in time on Hinge. You have to like swipe and go in. And so we would like, okay, couch time, and we'd pull up our phones and we would like do it for each other and whatever. And so I've thought about that too. I'm like, is it because I had a poor experience on it? Is that part of it? But I'm like, no, I know there are great people on that app. So I definitely think that it takes time, but I've just never been the girl that can talk to multiple guys at one time.
So maybe that feels overwhelming.
Hinge
too.
But I definitely, like, in assessing where I was last summer when I was like, should I get on the apps? Like around last summer is when I was like, I think I'm ready to date again. I needed like 6 months or so from my breakup. And then actually my best friend downloaded it for me for a day. She's like, just let me download it for a day. And I said, you can download it. You can make my profile. I don't want to see it. I don't want to even try. And then so she was on it. It was actually at our family beach vacation. And my brother's girlfriend and her were like going through it. And they're like, he's cute. He's cute. I'm like, again, I don't want to see it. Just like if there's someone that's worth it, talk to me about it. Yeah. And then on our drive home from the beach, there's this one guy that was like talking. I was like, he seems nice. He sent like a voice memo on the thing, and like it's like he's got a nice voice. He seems sweet. And then he wanted to like set up like a phone call. I hadn't been on a date, mind you. I had not been on a date since my ex.
So
he wanted to set up a phone call before meeting in person. I was like, if your butt can't even, I was gonna say ass, but if your ass, I'm sorry, if your ass can't get to a coffee date, and you need to like discern through a phone call, and you can't even like put in the effort to go meet me for coffee, then I'm not interested.
Okay, wait, that seems so like, that's such a black and white thing for you.
Oh,
if he asked for a phone call, you hate it?
Yeah, I hate it. Well, and also I hated it. I thought it was such a turn off to me. I was like, he's like, I've just had so many poor experiences, like before we invest our time on, I'm like, that's what dating is. It's an investment of time. So if you can't show up for a 45-minute coffee at the very most, if you wanted to make it quick and you want to get on the phone, like first of all, I'm not a phone person. I'm not gonna like talk on the phone. Also, I hadn't been on a date yet, so I'm like, that's not gonna be my first date back. And I was just like, and for me, it was
you live in the same city.
If you live in the same town,
Nashville. I was like, just meet me for coffee.
Yeah, I was
because
like,
I also thinking actions and seeing in person and like social cues, social awareness,
emotional intelligence. There's so much. Like, I'm an in-person girl, and so I was like, you want to get on the phone? And I respectfully just like told him like, that's just not something that I'm looking for, and like time is really important to me. And I sent a message and then I deleted the app.
Okay. Well,
but I wasn't also I wasn't ready to be on an app at that point.
Yeah.
So that was my experience last summer.
I had a guy ask me that too one time, to get on the phone before meeting, because I think he had said like, are you free this weekend? And I wasn't. And he was like, okay, well, how about next weekend to go on a date? And I was like, sure. then he ended up texting me. We were just like texting back and forth. And then it was like a Saturday, the weekend he asked me originally to do something. And he said, hey, I'm driving for a little bit right now. Can I call you? And so I said, sure.
Yeah, that's good.
So it felt way more casual. It wasn't like, let me vet you, because we already had a date planned, but it was just like, let me call you. And so he called me.
That I like that. I like that. That's good.
And then we talked for a while, and I like ended up getting super excited about it because I was like, oh, this is good.
Did you go on a date with him?
We went on a date, and the date was good. It was fun. Just wasn't it?
Yeah, that's way more casual. This guy was more, it was like an interview. I'm like, this is what you do. This is how I interview people I'm going to hire. I'm like, I set up a phone call, and then this is not going to be my experience.
So maybe there was a part of it that felt like the formality of that felt weird too. Because I think if somebody set you up with a guy and was like, here, y'all should connect, and y'all started texting, and then he called you one day.
Totally.
Would that feel different to you?
Yeah, 100%.
And then even if he lived in the city and he called you and was like, hey, Ken's, like, I wanted to know if you want to go out to dinner.
Yeah.
Blah,
love.
blah, blah.
Love.
Okay.
That's really attractive to me.
So it's just I think it's the formality.
The formality of like, let me see if we like can hit it off on the phone before we move to the next phase. And I'm like, if you can't, you live in the same city. Like weird. If you can't even dedicate time.
Yeah, just be a man.
It's just not, be a man. Yeah. And I don't have time for this. So.
Okay, so I think it's important too when we think about getting back on. What if we download right now and get on and make a profile? Should we?
Oh my gosh, I'm so ready. I will. Okay, you will. Well, okay, so my phone is recording this right now.
Yeah, true.
So, but I think we should do you, and then you and I can meet this week, and you can help me. If I don't do it with somebody, I won't do it.
Okay.
So
and have couch time.
With
couch time, when you talked about that, I thought what is probably also important, because I've done this before with friends. Like when you download it and you're on it and it's fun to do it, and be like, ooh, look who I just found. And like, he's cute, or like, is this cute? You kind of, you're looking at their profile, talking about it with your girlfriends, which is hilarious and so fun.
So fun.
But it's important probably to also have a limit on it, because if not, you can do it for
100%
hours.
100%.
But with that, I think there's just always pros and cons to everything. But with that, I think about, that's so annoying that you can literally just look at somebody's face and decide if you're into them or not. Yep. But I'm like, that's kind of also real life too. Like I see somebody in real life and you can see if there's a connection or if you're interested.
Totally. And attraction's important.
It's important. I think sometimes it feels shallow to say that, but it's like, I can easily look at a dating app and see if it's somebody that I'm interested in or not based on looks, which is so stinking shallow. But would you not think that in real life too?
You do. You totally do.
There's also that connection and chemistry.
That's a good point.
That's why Love is Blind doesn't always work, right?
Yeah. Like, has it ever worked? Maybe it has worked a couple times, but
it has worked. But I think it's just, that's okay that that's the initial thought. But I think that's the downside and a toxic side that can be really hard, is that there's always just more options, which can feel like crazy, because you find one and it's like, okay, he's cute, I match with him. But if you keep swiping, you might find cuter or you might find something else. And I hate
like
that part of it.
It's like the dopamine effect of just social media in general. It's like a slot machine, you know? It's like the apps and like all the incredibly intelligent people behind creating all these developmental apps and all these things. It's like a slot machine. It's created to make us, you know. And so the same thing is true for these dating apps. And so I think you don't have a really solid, secure posture and heart when you go into it. You can also be really discouraged. Like you can be overwhelmed. And I've heard girls that are just like super discouraged. Like a lot of the girls that I mentor, they're always just like, this is terrible. Like it sucks. And their attitude towards dating is so bad because they've just been burned so much. And, you know, you're trying to like dissect it and dive into it. And a lot of the times it's like these guys are ghosting on these apps, or, you know, it's the plethora of options. There is so many beautiful women in this city. At least when I lived here before Austin, the ratio for guys to girls was 4-1. So for every 4 girls, there's 1 guy.
Really?
I don't know if that's true still, but I feel like it might still be true.
I think it was like 7-1 in Charleston.
Yeah, no, seriously. Austin, it was pretty equal, if not more guys than girls.
I was excited about
that.
I'm going to Austin.
We need to go, by the way. I have an idea of when we should go. End of May, but we'll talk about that later.
We've already talked about it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did. Okay, but we need to book our flight. We need to book our tights. We need to book our flights.
Okay, well, I didn't know if we were going. And
I want to go
on a Braves game in Atlanta now.
Okay, that's okay. Well, I don't have my flight booked, so we can pick a time.
Another weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm down.
Because we got to go boating.
Yeah,
David's like, we got to get you on the boat, Ken. So it's like, I know. I've never been to ski shores. Sidebar. Okay. But what was I saying? Oh, heart posture and being secure, and the girls feeling really discouraged, and the whole like ratio of guys to girls. And so it's really, I mean, it's just like anything, right? Like going into it open-handed, surrendered, kind of knowing you're holding it loosely. I think as long as if I were to get on Hinge, I would do it as a way to put myself out there while also knowing it's a way. It doesn't mean that it's, because in my head I'm like, I just don't want to meet my person through Hinge. I don't want it to be my story. And it's like, it's a way, not the way. I can still meet somebody at church. I can still meet somebody out and about. I can still be set up through friends or whatever. So Instagram, I'm super open to meeting somebody on Instagram. So why is that any different than Hinge? It's just because like what you said, it's like, because you're saying, hey, I'm single and I'm wanting.
Yeah, but you're very clearly single on Instagram too.
True.
Sorry. Was that too much?
Did I give it away? How did I give it away?
It's the lack of gentlemen I don't see on your Instagram.
Dude, that's so funny. Also, you know what I've also thought?
What have you also thought?
I will not be posting a dude until ring is on my finger. I'm so sick of taking them off.
I feel that so deeply.
Maybe on my stories because it's a 24-hour thing. But if I post a guy on my story, we're serious.
If you post a guy on your feed.
No, story.
Your story goes away.
I know, but that still means I'm serious.
Oh. So you'll never post on your feed?
No, I will. I will
when
if I
engaged.
Know maybe when I'm engaged. Or I know we're going to be getting engaged.
That's hilarious. And I get it.
You get it.
It's so annoying.
It's so annoying.
So maybe you are dating somebody. I just haven't seen it on your feed.
No, you would be the first to know.
No, okay. I think that's so important is like your heart posture in it of why am I doing this? And am I going to be okay? Like, am I finding my affirmation in this dating app? Like if I get rejected or if a guy doesn't like me back, am I taking that personally? Am I feeling like I'm not enough? Is this a direct I just had a stroke.
Please don't edit any of this. This is so good.
Is that a direct reflection of me because he didn't like me back or because he didn't message me back or he ghosted me or XYZ?
Yeah.
And so if I think we would have to be in a place that we're confident to go in there in the dark world.
Enter the land of dating apps.
In there, we'd have to be like suited up in armor.
Like, dude, the amount of screenshots that we are going to be voice memos about if we get on this together.
I know.
Also, the overlap. What if we?
I know. If I'm like, no kidding, I'm going on a date with him this week too.
I'll be like, great. Find out this about him.
Funny. Yeah. Okay, because I've honestly done that before. One time, somebody set me up for a date, and I looked at him, and I was okay. I looked at him, and I knew a little bit about him too. Yeah. And I just was like, I don't think we're a fit, but I'm gonna still go. And I thought, you know what? I could still go, get to know him, vet him out, and set him up with a friend.
I think that's okay. Honestly, that's brilliant. I think that women looking out for women.
And I did that. I was like, he's great, but I don't think we're a fit. And I think he agreed too. We just want different things in life. Yeah. And then I have a friend who I'm like, this is a perfect fit though. Why wouldn't I? I wouldn't be mad. One time you went on a date with a guy and I was like, hey, Ken, he's kind of cute. Like, would you be mad if I went on a date? And you were like, no.
Like, go for it, sis.
I was like, cool. It didn't work for me either. But I'm glad we both tried.
Oh, this is my favorite episode we've ever done. I think I'm sweating through my sweater.
A little bit.
A little bit.
What about me?
No, you're good.
Okay. Not yet. Okay, so yeah. Let's talk about this. If we were to get dating apps, maybe next week's episode is us creating the dating apps.
Okay.
Or swiping or talking about it.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a big commitment.
Or you could create it now. Do you not want to?
Should I?
I don't know.
Well, I have one because I was on it in January, so I just have to undownload it. I mean, re-download.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay, let's talk about some things first.
Okay. Before we want to do pros and cons?
Okay.
Should we do pros and cons?
Yeah, let's talk some pros and cons. Because there was this girl at my church who I had met recently, and
I got worried I didn't hit record for a second, but we're good.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. I was like, what's she doing?
Sorry, I just always get, I'm like, did I, if you turn your like curling iron off kind of thing.
No, yeah, no, I get it.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay, good. There's this girl I met at church, and I was just, we were talking about something, and she said she's engaged, and I was like, that's amazing. How did you meet him? Did you meet him here? She's like, no, I actually met on Hinge. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
This was a couple months ago. And I was like, I have a love-hate. I just deleted it again. Should I get it back? Like you found your husband. And she was like, I was the same way. She goes, there's a couple things. If you get on, and I thought this was great advice. She's like, there's 2 things you need to do. She goes, a lot of people, especially here in the South, can put Christian on their profile. She goes, immediately ask him, like, what are you doing this weekend? Or how do you spend your weekends? She goes, he'll tell you if he's like, oh, we're going downtown, or we're hitting Broadway, or we're going to the bars. Or he'll say like, I have church on Sunday. I'm doing these things. You find out so much by how somebody spends their weekend.
So true.
And I was like, that is a great first question, because there have been times where I look at a profile, I'm like, check. You know, you have the pictures, and then you have a couple things about them, like where they live, Do they drink? Do they smoke? Do they have kids? And then
bars on the floor.
What are the other things? It's like religion and career, I think, is a couple categories you can fill out. But like for religion, a lot of people say Christian.
Yeah.
That I've noticed, I've met with, just because I'm like, oh, it says Christian, they're good.
Yeah.
And I realize they're not. It's just what they like associate with.
Yeah.
Or they're like, oh, I don't go to church, and I believe in God, but that's kind of it.
Yeah.
And so like vetting that out early in the questions is helpful. And she was like, I would immediately ask. And this guy was telling me how, he does this on Saturdays and watches football with his family and friends and loves to have people over, and he really enjoys cooking. And on Sunday he goes to church and he's really involved in his church. And I was like, that is a guy worth knowing. And she ended up marrying him, And so I think that's a great question for us to ask immediately to check their priorities.
Yeah, I love that. Also to see like if there's anything, some of my friends that are on it will look to see like if there's anything about Jesus in the prompts, or like in the actual app, what do they call it? Profile. Yeah, application.
You are doing an interview. Maybe you're the problem,
dude. I'm the problem. I'm always the problem. Okay?
No, literally no. Hi, I liked your application. Can we set up a formal phone call?
What a dweeb. Okay, sorry, that was mean, but it's true. What was the thing? Oh yeah, if there's Jesus in the actual, it's a good way to say, because it's so true. Like you could just easily check Christian, and most of the time, you don't really know. You don't know what that means.
Yeah,
for them.
I had one, which maybe if I get my phone, we can check it out. But I had one prompt that said something about, because it'll be like a question with a ... right?
Yeah.
So the prompt said something like, "How to get along with me ... It said something about like. So
Cowboys.
Stupid. No. It was like cheer for the
monster
mall.
trucks.
Listen. That's true, but no. It said cheer for the Vols.
True.
Have a healthy lifestyle, a healthy and active lifestyle, and love the Lord.
Perfect.
Because it's like, okay, I put that on a prompt because I'm like, that is a way to get along with me. Those are things that I really care about. Obviously, if he's not a Vols fan, we can maybe work through
on that.
it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We can.
Maybe.
We can.
But it's a way to get along with me. You can talk sports. And then
every guy's dream. It just actually blows my mind.
But like a healthy, active lifestyle is important to me. And I feel like I hope a guy would read that and say like, oh, cool. She likes sports. She likes being active. She loves the Lord. That's what I want to attract. Like, so I want to put stuff out there to attract that. So I hope a guy would be thinking that way too.
Totally.
And have on his profile, on his application, that his would say he wants a girl who loves the Vols and is healthy and active and loves the Lord. It's not too hard to find. Why is that so hard to find?
This is so funny. I actually love this. I love this conversation because it's so real.
Okay, should I get my phone?
Yeah, get your phone out. We got some work to do.
Okay. We are.
Also, are you going to do Jonathan? Are we going to do JP's? How do I say his last name? Paluca? Remember that thing I sent you?
Yeah.
There's like, so Jonathan Paluca. Do y'all know who I'm talking?
No, I think we know.
You know who I'm talking about? He's pastor in Waco. Has the podcast Becoming Something? Just amazing guy. He started this app. It's essentially like, it's not an app, but it's a dating service where you basically put in an actual application.
Okay.
And you need like a pastoral reference. You submit some videos, and then they have actual people behind the scenes that will like match you with somebody. It's not guaranteed that you would match.
That's cool.
But you actually have to put in work to it.
So would you do that over Hinge?
Yeah, that seems way more.
But are they all in Texas? Which
no, I think, well, that's the thing. No, it's like all over. I looked at the thing and it was like, because when one of my girlfriends, Kinsey, was telling me about this, and she was like, did you know he started a dating app? I was like, wait, a dating app? What? And then I looked into it, and it's really just like a matchmaking thing.
Yeah.
And when I like briefly looked it up, right before I screenshot it and texted it to you, it had this part where it was like, are you willing to travel to meet? So it's like opens up all over, I think all over the country.
Oh.
And so it would be like, are you willing to travel to meet? Now they don't guarantee a match, and it's like one. I think it's like one.
They only match you with one.
I think
person?
they only match you with like one. Or maybe they give you a couple matches, but they don't even guarantee that you would match with somebody. So it's not a guarantee. So it really is like kind of like in the olden days when he was talking about it, it was like how they would do arranged marriages. Yeah. But they're like people behind that are assessing and gonna match you.
So what's cool about that is that you already know that y'all have like a foundation of
faith.
Faith. You guys both enjoy, trust JP, like follow him.
Yep. The pastoral reference was something that I was like, whoa. I mean,
like you have to get your pastor to write
literally, which I was like, I don't want to have my pastor. Hey, can you?
My pastor. I would love to tell my pastor that. I don't know, that'd be so funny.
I'm applying for this matchmaking thing. Can you please write me a reference?
I think that would be so funny.
Oh my gosh.
You can call my dad your pastor.
Does that count? Maybe. Can I?
He's not a pastor anymore. He used to be. Okay. Have you heard of, do you follow on Instagram this guy? His handle is Masculine Revival.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I am obsessed.
He is awesome. And he just talks about like how he's such a traditional guy of his way of living, of masculine roles and feminine roles, and just stepping into that. And just, he's awesome. And I really like a lot of his content that he posts of just men being men and women being women and what that looks like and how to walk in our roles of how God has created us. And anyways, and then just like good old traditional dating and marriage. And so he created an app called Unplugged Dating.
No way.
And I've also really wanted to sign up for it because
the
things that he talks about, I'm like, if you follow him, we have very similar beliefs with just like how to date, how marriage looks, men's pursuit, stuff like that.
And
I thought, so somebody on that would agree with that. So I think that's what's cool about those kind of dates, where Hinge also still has a little bit of reputation of could be hookup, could be
like guys not taking it seriously or girls not taking it seriously. Yeah. Another thing that came up for me when I was processing this over the weekend after Ken and I were talking about it, and I realized that it's like definitely pride that's coming up. The other thing is that I need to really work with the Lord on is how am I it's such a bad question. It's not a helpful question, but it's just an honest question. Like, how am I at this place in my life where I'm having to even like decide?
That's a real.
It's just frustration of like, how do I have to like? Why am I here? Like, and I think part of that is because I haven't. It's not a like desperation of wanting somebody. It's a deep desire of wanting a partner to do life with. And so it's constantly me going, I know, and we've said this so many times, but like, if you and I wanted to be married, we'd be married by now. If we wanted to be dating just anyone, we would 100% be dating.
Yeah.
So it's wanting something so rare and so unique and then being frustrated. Like, how am I at this point at my age, which is still young? I know when I'm 45 or 50, 55, I'm going to be like, why was I so mad? Why was I so weird about my age?
For sure.
But why am I here? I'm watching my friends get pregnant, have their second kid, friends get engaged, bridal showers, weddings. And I love celebrating my people. It's like something that the Lord has given me a spirit of just pure joy for that. And I'm like, how am I at this point in my life where I'm like being encouraged with wise counsel to walk me through, hey, maybe you should think about getting on dating apps. And there's frustration there. Like, Lord, like, why am I here? Like, why? I don't want, you know me. Like, this is not something that's natural for me. Probably natural for anyone. And so that's another thing that I need to work through of like, it's just a way.
Yeah.
You know, but being honest, it's like, man, like picking up the phone and swiping.
Okay. So let's talk about this. What are your next steps of like, how are you going to get to a point to decide yes or no, you're going to do it?
Okay. Well, so here's the thing. I've been thinking, I'm like, hey, April really heads down. I've got some like really cool, like grinding things with work coming up that I really need to be focused on. And then I'm like, maybe like in May, I'll do it. And then it's like, well, Kinsey, you say you're always going to be busy. You're always going to have a reason. Yeah.
Summer, like, people are going to like hit the studio.
Exactly. No. So that's the thing where I'm like, okay, so I'm like, maybe I'll do it down the road. But there's never a good time. You know, I always say this in class, like, go before you're ready, because we're never fully ready for anything. I think there's places where we can be more ready and more prepared and all of that. That's absolutely true. But in this kind of situation, it's. I think I'm taking it more seriously than I think it needs to be, while still trying to be intentional.
Yeah, I think you're making it a big deal. Like,
get on,
like just download, get on, and try. Okay. And if you hate it, you hate it.
Yeah, that's true. I can always delete it.
You can literally delete it.
Okay, I'll do it. Let's do your profile first, and
like
then
just undownload it.
Yeah.
Why do I keep saying undownload?
Do you just like not pause? You have to like
re-download,
like resume your.
Okay, so I just downloaded the app a second ago. We're live. Okay.
Oh, we're live. Oh,
Hinge. Let me move the mic in.
Okay,
right?
yeah, I want to see.
Okay, so I have to sign in because I have an account.
Okay.
Sign in my phone number, 615. Oh.
Don't say your number. Well, actually, maybe say your number. Maybe someone's listening. They'll ask you out.
Okay, it's 615. 615. That's all I'm giving you guys. Then get on Hinge and match with me. Okay. Do I want them to send me notifications? No. I don't want notifications. I want to get on when I want to get on.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, your profile is paused.
Okay.
Do I unpause?
Yeah.
Or should we look at my profile first?
Yeah, let's look.
Let's look and judge.
Yeah, I want to see.
Oh, okay. So my profile picture is me and Rocky.
Wait, I'm
my
obsessed.
dog.
You look gorgeous. You're gonna slay on this thing. Oh my gosh, the guys are gonna go crazy. Okay,
this is hilarious.
The way to win me over it. Can I read it out loud?
Yeah, you can read it out loud.
The way to win me over is a hot dog at a ballpark over a steak at the Ritz.
Okay, this is actually so funny.
That's really good.
So when I got on it in January, my friend was making it for me, and she was like, "Oh, this is hilarious." She was like, "I feel like you need to let them know like you're such a chill girl. You love
it's perfect
like, baseball. You love sports, and so the way to win me over is the prompt." And so then I wrote in a hot dog at a ballpark over a steak at the Ritz. I actually didn't write that. She wrote that down, and I was like, "That's so hilarious." Good. And then I looked at her and I said, "What's the Ritz?" She goes, "Exactly. This is perfect for you." I was like, "Okay, yeah,
I'm
but what
so
is the Ritz?"
obsessed with you. Okay, okay. So then you have your want children.
Few more pictures.
Love that pic. My weekends look like yes, fishing.
It has a picture of me with fish, which my friend told me recently I should put the picture. Have you seen this? It's like a funny thing on social media where girls are holding their sourdough the same way guys hold fish.
Yes.
And she was like, "You should do that because you hold fish and you bake sourdough."
That's hilarious.
And so, like, I'm gonna do like a pic stitch of me holding a sourdough.
You should totally
loaf
do it
in front of me and a fish.
Yes.
That's kind of funny.
I love
I'm
that.
probably not gonna do it, but it's actually funny.
I love that picture though. It's perfect. Best travel story. Traveled solo around the world for 99 days. Oh, I love this picture of you with the horse.
So yeah, there's just these like prompts of the one is on there. If you love the Lord, are healthy, and cheer for the Vols.
It's so good.
And then just photos of life.
Brothers, you. Okay, obsessed. Okay, so you're ready. I wouldn't change a thing about this.
So do I go live?
Yeah, we're going live.
Okay.
Wait, how do you do that? Go back to here. Okay, yeah, update. Unpause. Unpause profile.
Should I go right now?
Yeah, don't you think? Or do you want to wait? I mean, when do you want to get together? Do you want to do it at the same time?
I have an idea. Yeah. What if we do it this week and then we should talk about it next week?
Okay. Oh gosh, I hate this.
Okay, actually, this is things we need to talk about. I think it's important to pray about it before.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, that sounds stupid to be like, you should pray about it. But I honestly think like checking your heart posture, whether it's like, hey, I'm going to fast for 24 hours or I'm going to fast for a week, or I'm just going to check with my friends, or I think it gets hard. I feel honestly ready to do it right now, only because you and I have already talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
We haven't really processed it, but we talked about it enough for me to be like,
yeah,
I would download and go live.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to check your heart posture. Are you doing it out of loneliness? Are you doing it out of just want somebody to talk to and knowing like, are you ready for rejection? Because there has to be so many no's to have the one yes.
100%.
And so being okay with that.
Only takes one yes.
Anything else
Those
to
are
think
all
about
things
before
that are
hitting
so good.
the
pray
go?
about it is good. That's something I was praying about it this weekend. Actually, I was like, Lord, like I've had friends recently bring up my bestest friends, you kind of people, and that's the thing where I'm like, I've never been one to the Lord be like go or no. They're just like it's like a feeling of peace. So I definitely feel it's not necessarily not peace. It's just more of like a fear, which is not the reason to not do it. So,
and I think it's good for me to just stay in check. Like, if I download right now, well, I'm already downloaded. Yeah. I'm actually almost live.
Almost live. She's almost live.
I'm going to hit unpause and then I'm going to start dating again.
Oh my gosh. You have been dating, just not on the dating apps.
Through the dating apps, but I'm about to.
I'm about to go.
What was I going to say?
You're ready. Like you're about to unpause. You're like, I'm ready to go live. But we were talking about like,
but I think it's important too to check in with people, like people who know.
Yeah.
Like I'll tell my roommate, I'll tell my friends, like, and then that way you can be like, hey, how's Hinge going?
Yeah.
And also just being like, how often am I on it? Because I think that has been something in the past I've done. It's like I do it and then I realize how often I'm just like swiping or looking or something, and figuring out, is there a set time of day or a limit that I can limit myself of how long I'm on it?
Yep.
Because if not, it is true. I don't know, unless you have to pay for it. But I feel like it could be just endless possibilities of swiping and looking and just even going before the Lord. Like, Lord, I'm going to try something crazy and I'm going to download this daggum app and see what happens.
Yep.
And like, help me do this because I don't want to do it alone. I need your help and I need the help of my friends. Yeah. And I'm going to show you somebody and be like, hey, look at this guy. This is what I think. What do you think? I'm going to go on a date. And then I know that you're going to follow up with me and ask how it went.
Yeah.
And so I think just having your group of community and people to go together.
Yeah.
And just being safe. Like I had a friend who said she matched with a guy who lives like 45 minutes away. And she's like, I don't know about it. And I'm like, well, one, make his little booty cheeks come down here and meet up with you.
Meanwhile, I'm like ass.
Whatever. Make him meet up with you, or two, if there's like a place y'all are going to meet in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's okay to. He doesn't know me, so I'll come sit in the coffee shop and spy.
Yeah,
just like be safe. Be safe.
Totally. No, I think all of that is so good, and just bringing the Lord in it with you and like giving you peace and like constantly talking to him about it is key for sure. And posture and like how often we're on it. And, I think one of the wonderful things about getting older, one of the many wonderful things is you just like, if somebody doesn't like me or is not interested, I'm like, I don't feel like I used to think that that's rejection. Like, oh, what if, am I not this or that? And I'm just like, okay, great. Like totally just moving on to the next, you know what I mean? Like just a no gets you closer to your yes. So I think having that posture and feeling secure, the reason why I just thought of this when we were talking about this a while ago, I can't remember what episode it was, but, one of the things is I was processing because my life coach and mentor, she would ask me, she's like, hey, what are your thoughts on the apps? And I would tell her, and this was maybe like a couple months ago, was I just don't want to get to the end of my day. And instead of being with the Lord or being with my family or calling a friend or whatever, or going on a walk or just doing something different, I don't want to get on my phone and swipe. And that in and of itself was enough for her to be like, yeah, okay, that's great. Yeah. I don't necessarily feel that way anymore. I don't feel so that's where I'm also like, okay, like I'm more open to putting in some effort in that way.
Well, what I think is cool too, is it's like, because I think sometimes when we get on there, it's because of we're lonely and we're isolating. So it's like, if it's a Friday night and you're lonely and you're bored and you're getting on, maybe not, maybe call up a girlfriend and then like call me and we'll hang out and we'll sit on a couch together and we can still swipe. That's okay. But it's like, it's not out of this loneliness. It's just, I don't know, maybe just like figuring out, is there a right time and place, or, hey, I do feel really connected with family and friends and business is going well and things are good. I feel like I'm in a good headspace for all of this. I'm going to swipe for a little bit. Yeah. And not that you have to do it with people, but
I think as we process, like where I'm at is like, I want to meet my person. And the question is, am I doing everything within my power to like put myself in places? Yeah. And can you work with women? I know. Like she's constantly reminding me, you work with women, like you're with women so much and you're same. So outside of that, girls. Literally high school girls. Like and I have like a couple of really great guy friends and it's like, I've got people looking out for me, like wanting to set me up, but it's always like no, we just need, and protective friends, but just like, so it's like, okay, I think maybe this is a way for me to just another way to put myself out there. All right. Well, how about we wrap with that and y'all come back next week and see how everything went. Because remember, even if